In today's video, I'll show you how you can use ClickUp for project managers, build and track a real project timeline. So let's get started. So here we are in the ClickUp, and the first thing that you would need to know is that you want to make sure that you know how you can create your own workspace and invite your team members. So to do that, you want to click here on the workspace title or name right here in the top left. And this is where you can create one right here. And this is also where you'd be able to see the workspaces that you have created or that you are a member in. And from here, you will click on Create Workspace. And from here, you just simply want to answer these questions in creating this workspace, like what it's for, how would you like to manage, invite the people, so you can enter their email address so that you would be able to get your team members into this workspace. And then you would want to select the tools that you would use for your current project or work. And then what features are you interested in trying? And finally, you want to name your workspace. Like for example, I'm going to go for tutorial workspace or tutorial work and click on OK or finish. And then it will now be created, and then you will be prompted with a blank workspace right here or a clean slate. Now, the first thing that you'd want to do in here is that, as all project managers would need, is that you want to click here on this space. You want to click here on new space. And let's say that we could go for pending tasks, or I could go for just tasks right here, or you could even go for a department. Like for example, you can go for app development right here. And then you can go for a description about this current space under this workspace. So let's say that I'm gonna go for this is for the app development progress. And then you could also make it private if you only want selected team members to be able to access this space. And then you could click here on share only with, and then you could now select the members that you would want to be included. And then once you're done, you want to click on OK. And then now you can now define your workflow. So in here, you can choose the starter for everyday tasks, marketing teams, project management. So this is what we want right here. And now you would now have this defaults right here that is suitable for project management. Now click on create space. And in here, you would now have a list automatically because we have selected project management, and of course we would need this space. Now in here is that you can now go and add some status right here, like this to do. You could add new status, like for example, I'm gonna go for pending tasks. And then you could also change the color if you'd want to. And then after that, you want to click on check, and then you would now have a new status right here after you have clicked here on save. And then now you can add a new task under the status. So let's say that create a name. And then you would now have it right here. And then you could also go and assign this specific task to your team members. By clicking on it, you'd be able to go here into assignees, and then you can select your team member and then add some more details like the due date, tags, track time, and many more right here. And basically, you can do that multiple times, like add a new status, like finished tasks. And then let's now just add a new task right here. So I'm just going to go with the concept, for example, and then we now have it. And then let's select a deadline, for example, right there. And now the beauty of this is that you could also go for different views. Like for example, you would be able to understand the work better if you go into board. Like for example, it's easier for you to do it this way, then you can absolutely do it this way. And then you can click here on the task again, and again, same thing. You could also edit them, and then you could add a progress and so on. You could just drag the cards right here so that you'd be able to update the progress on the task You could also go for the calendar. So if you're concerned about the due date, then this is the best place to go so that you can see everything. And we're not seeing anything right here because we don't have due dates set into our task yet right here, and we only have so few tasks. And then we can also go for Gantt view. And in here is basically this is a visual timeline that helps you plan, schedule, and track tasks across a project. It shows you tasks as horizontal bars, as you could see right here, and with their start and end dates laid out on a calendar grid. You can see how tasks overlap, what depends on what, and where delays might happen. So this is also another great view for you to use. And then we have the team view where you can see the workload and as unassigned tasks. And not just that, if you don't like any of the views, you can click here on view and then you can select one from here. You can even embed from any website or any platform that you would like to import here as your view. So yeah, those are basically the basics here on what you would need to know in using ClickUp for project management so that you'd be able to track your progress in real time. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.